Hey everyone, it's Nick, and before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to quickly address that technology wasn't our best friend on the day of recording. Unfortunately, Michaela's microphone was creating this buzzing sound which we didn't pick up until we started editing the podcast. However, the episode is still really good. We're really proud of it, and if you haven't already, go out and see the Odyssey. It is one of the best films of 2026. But with that addressed, please enjoy episode 2, the Odyssey review, and more. Our first complete look at Tom Cruise in Digger.
We also got our first look at Robert Pattinson in The Batman 2, but fans are disappointed again with another delay.
And the Odyssey. We've seen it. Was it good or was it bad?
We'll be discussing all of this and more in today's episode, so stay tuned.
These are what we stay alive for.
Thought we were having a nice day.
Are you Steve Jobs? What?
Don't even think about going out, Coraline Jones.
You can't handle the truth.
We're going to steal the moon!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Nick and Mick on the mic, the number one film podcast. I'm your host Nick Collins and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host Michaela Tabano.
Yes, everyone, welcome. This is The Odyssey. We are going to be doing a spoiler-free review and then a full spoilers analysis. So stay tuned and we will let you know when we're going to go into full spoilers so you can know when to tune out if you haven't yet seen it and then come back afterwards to see what we think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How's your week been?
Listen, my week has been good, but I have something to say.
Yeah?
I have to correct something.
Oh.
In last week's episode, I got something wrong. I was talking
Typical.
about... Whoa! I was talking about the movie Verity that's coming out later this year. And I said that it's based on the book by Colin Hoover. And I was listing off other Colin Hoover movies. And I said, Reminders of Him. I said, Regretting You. And I said, The Housemaid. And The Housemaid is not a Colin Hoover book. It is by Frida McFadden. And I don't know how I messed that up because I've literally read it. And I said it with my chest.
You're the bookworm out of the two of us.
I know, I said it so confidently, I didn't even, think twice. But that is incorrect. And I needed to say it because I've been losing sleep. I needed to clear that up.
It's okay.
Redeem myself.
Look,
Jesus.
it happens. It happens.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm wearing a really cool top. I'm sorry, I have to
Yeah,
just
no, I was
shout
going to
this
say,
out.
that looks great.
Please.
What did it say? Written and directed by Christopher Nolan.
I
That is
really
awesome.
Had to point that out. My friends got this for me a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought, if there's ever a time to wear it, it's now.
Nice.
But enough about me. I'm pretty sure Nick has a really interesting story for all of us that I haven't even heard yet because he's been saving it for the podcast.
Yeah.
So take it away.
So over the weekend, I went on a little camping trip with some friends.
Yep.
And for friends of the podcast, obviously we live in Australia, so the outdoors is quite an experience for Australians. Anyway, so we wake up, I get out of the tent, and I go and greet some of my mates, and they're around the fire, and this spider comes out of one of the logs. It's trying to escape the heat of the flame.
No.
And it walks past me, and we're like, oh, poor spider, trying to get away from the log. Trying to get away from the fire, actually. It's probably... The home's been destroyed and whatnot. And it walks past my feet. And, I'm engaging in conversation, but at the same time, I'm keeping an eye on the spider, making sure it's not in my vicinity, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have breakfast, coffee, 2 hours pass. We're like, well, we'll pack up camp and we'll, make a move. So I get in my tent and I'm wearing this massive puffer jacket.
I'm scared.
And I go, oh, it's getting a bit warm. So I go to unzip it and the spider's right on my chest.
Oh my god.
And it jumps off. And I'm like, whoa!
Oh my god. So you were just basically wearing a spider and you didn't know it was
Yeah, it had crawled in to keep warm.
Yeah, cool.
But the thing is, like, I had no idea that it was on me. I didn't feel it crawling up. Like, I had breakfast and everything. It must have crawled onto my pants, through my puffer jacket.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
I'm
so...
sorry that happened to you.
I'm sorry too, no.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't like
But there, so yeah, that's the reality of camping in Australia. You got
and
creepy crawlies.
And thank you for that. I won't be going.
That's it.
Won't be doing that anytime soon. Jesus.
Now, another thing before we get into, you know, the news of the week, we just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone tuning into episode 1 as well.
Yes.
It was, overwhelming, the response from everyone and the feedback.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of support from our friends and family and a few other people who we don't know yet. But we're happy to have you all here, so thank you so much for supporting us so far. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, you're not always going to be interested in each topic that we discuss, but at least if you tune in, you might learn something and get something out of it, so that's always good.
Yes, hopefully some good recommendations at least of some of the films that we are going to discuss.
That's right. All right, so before we go any further, we do have to start the show on a bit of a sad note. It was announced earlier in the week that one of the most incredible actors, Sam Neill, suddenly passed away at the age of 78. He had a amazing career that spanned over 5 decades, and he was unforgettable as Dr. Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park series, and also some iconic roles down under, such as Death in Brunswick, The Dish, and my personal favourite, Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yes.
Which is just such an excellent film.
His legacy will live on through his performances, and we send our condolences to the family.
That's it. All right, Mickey, let's get into it.
Okay, so to start off, we actually have a few movie news updates to give for you all. This week we got our first full look at Tom Cruise in Digger with the first trailer. What did you think of it, Nick?
I loved it. Such a well-produced trailer.
Yes.
You know, for the past year or so, we've been getting, you know, little snippets, teasers about, you know, this is, you know, Tom Cruise in this, you know, this role. We knew that he was going to be in, you know, some prosthetics as well. He's playing an older sort of man.
Yeah.
But it was interesting throughout all the teasers, they sort of hid his face.
Yes.
Which was intriguing, but they finally revealed it in the, you know, official trailer.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, that movie.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, obviously it's a trailer. It can go either way when, you know, you watch the full film, but it does look like there could be some Oscar buzz for Tom Cruise in this role. This could be the year that he actually gets his Academy Award. Yeah,
it looks like it's going to be a big deal, this film, which is exciting. And now some not as exciting film news, but we're still going to talk about it. We got a first announcement of an Alvin and the Chipmunks reboot with some AI-generated chipmunks, which...
Yeah.
We don't need another Alvin and the Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks is perfect as it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those, like, film series that, you know, you just don't need... It's not necessary.
No.
It feels like it's just sort of like a money grab. You know, you look at series like Toy Story and it's like, well, they've done 5 films.
Yeah.
But there's always been a reason to make another film. Like, oh, they should have finished with 3. Oh, they should have finished with 4. Now they've done 5. But each film, they find a new interesting way to tell a story with these characters. Whereas Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's sort of like, I feel like it's just like a cash grab. There's like... Yeah.
There's no way that they could improve on what's already there. What's already there, the 3 movies are perfect, and I don't think the AI-generated chipmunks, I don't think audiences are going to want that. Another disappointing movie news update.
Oh, don't even.
The Batman Part 2.
Oh, God.
Matt Reeves is now saying the film's going to come out in 2028. So the first one came out 2022, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's like 6-year gap.
This has been a franchise which has been incredibly frustrating to follow.
Yeah.
Even from the first film, I think they went into production in 2020. COVID hit. The film was meant to release in 2021. It ended up releasing in 2022.
Yeah.
In March. And so then they went on to make the sequel. They spent heaps of time writing the script, which is great. Like, you know, you want a really good, complex script. But, it's just one of those franchises that I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
And the delay, like, I'm sure the movie is going to be great, but I just want to see the film.
Yes, I know. Like, it's exciting because everyone's still very eager for it and wants it, but I read up that the scheduling changes of the studio and the script writing is just delaying it more and more. So it's got high expectations that it needs to fulfill after all this wait.
That's right. And, you know, we've had the Penguin series in between
Yes.
the two films, which I guess also could have caused the delay as well. But, you know, Robert Pattinson's not getting any younger.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want old Batman when the first movie's based on, you know, his first year as Batman and the sequel's towards the end of his career.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, so, but...
Unless they incorporate, like, a time jump, but, like, then everyone's just going to be like, okay, they had to do that because of the delays.
Yeah. I
don't
just, really looking forward to this film. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
That first film, I believe, is excellent. So, yeah, just... Matt, give it to us, please.
Please, Matt. And Dune Part 3, we got the trailer. It looks so good. I'm so excited to see this. I'm keen to see Timothée Chalamet as Paul Atreides have the proper villain kind of arc to his character. I'm really excited to see how that plays out because we got like the tip of it in Part 2. So the trailer looked really promising showing that, and I can't wait. It looks great.
It's an incredible trailer.
Yeah.
You can just feel the energy.
Yes.
You know, what this film's going to bring. Obviously, like we spoke about in episode 1, but you are the Dune fan.
I am. I'm the Dune fan.
You are the Dune fan. I'm, you know, not so much into it, but
It's okay.
I don't know, watching this trailer, because we watched this trailer before watching the Odyssey as well.
Yes.
And, you know, seeing it on a big screen, like, I am getting excited to, and curious to see, like, what this film will bring to the table.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
All right, well, with that down, guys, we're going to get into our film of the week. Now, one of the, I guess, arguably one of the best directors working of the past 10 to 15 years is the one and only Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
He's made movies such as The Dark Knight, Interstellar. His last entry, Oppenheimer, did incredibly well at the box office. It got a lot of critical praise. It won It won 7 Academy Awards in 2024.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of discussion, like, what was he going to do next? You know, every film that he makes is always incredibly ambitious. He always tries to make each film, you know, bigger than the last. So there was a lot of discussion, what was he going to do next? And it was later announced that the next film that he was going to direct was The Odyssey.
Yep.
Which is an incredibly complex story to try and bring to the big screen.
100%.
There's been a lot of hype around this film. At least for the US, the IMAX tickets sold out a year in advance,
That is crazy.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so The Odyssey released over the weekend and we got to see it.
Yes, we saw it 2 nights ago. Also, the fact that Nolan is known for being very into using practical sets, tackling the Odyssey is huge for him.
Yeah.
And he killed it, obviously. Okay, so the Odyssey follows King Odysseus of Ithaca on a journey home after the Trojan War. While he battles mythical monsters and wrathful gods, his wife Penelope and son Telemachus fight off a horde of greedy suitors trying to take control of his throne. And by angering the gods with the deception in the warp, the Trojan horse, they're faced with a lot of trials trying to get home, Odysseus and his men, and they face the wrath of the gods, including Poseidon, Hades, Circe, the Cyclops, Polyphemus?
Just the Cyclops.
The Cyclops, Zeus, and Helios, the sun god. So this is based on Homer's poem about a mythical Trojan war. The war was between the Greeks and the Trojans, and it started because Paris, a Trojan prince, took Helen, who was the wife of a Greek king, Menelaus. Please forgive the pronunciation. Really trying my best. Who then convinces his brother Agamemnon. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So we have Matt Damon playing Odysseus. We have Tom Holland playing Telemachus.
Yeah.
Got it that time.
That's cool.
Anne Hathaway playing Penelope, who's the wife of Odysseus. Zendaya as Athena. Stop laughing! I've got it now! Stop!
Okay, alright.
Oh no, I haven't pronounced his name. Okay. Robert Pattinson as Antinous? Antinous?
I think it's
Antinous.
Antinous. Antinous?
So sorry. I'm just gonna move on. Charlize Theron as Calypso and Samantha Morton as Circe. I aced that.
Nice.
And the DP working on this film was Hoyt van Hoytema, who also worked with Nolan on Interstellar, Oppenheimer, and Tenet, I believe.
Some joke. I'm sorry, everyone. I must cut Michaela there. We've done show notes, and she's accidentally written Sunkirk instead of Dunkirk.
Listen, the score, the amazing score, was done by Ludwig Göransson. Is that how you say it? Göransson?
Maybe.
Why does everyone have a tough name?
I'm gonna call him Lou.
Okay. Nickname basis.
Louis Gorg was on the score.
Whoa. He did Oppenheimer and Sinners as well. Okay. God, that was just like too many names.
Alright, so what did we think?
I think you should go first. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. So everyone knows, if you tune into episode 1, I was intrigued about this film for a while.
Yep.
But I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it, just because Greek mythology, I'm interested in Greek mythology, but that medieval sort of like genre, if you will, isn't like, I don't find the most interesting cinema to watch.
Sure.
So the way I went into this film was all my thoughts that I had, all the sort of like, you know, stuff that I've read up on before going into the film, I just like left at the door.
Yep.
Just enjoy this film and embrace this film for what it is.
Yep.
I really like this film.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was
and I
so
think that's
good.
the way to go about it, because it's such a complex text that Christopher Nolan is adapting.
Yes.
It's not going to be for everyone. But if you go into it and sort of embrace it for what it is, I think you'll have a great time at the cinema.
Yeah, it was actually a lot easier to follow than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just a bit confusing, because obviously it's non-linear the way the narrative is shown, and there's obviously the context of Troy, which, have you seen Troy?
No.
I've seen Troy, but I watched it a long time ago. I don't really remember that movie that well, but it was surprisingly very easy to follow. And then once I was watching the Odyssey, there were parts of the Trojan War that were depicted that I then remembered seeing in Troy, and it all kind of pieced itself together. But I think seeing Troy before the Odyssey is helpful, but you don't need to. Like, you can still follow it. Did you find it was easy to follow without seeing Troy?
Yeah, yes and no. I think I wasn't familiar with Homer's The Odyssey at all. So going into this film, I was this is just another Christopher Nolan film.
Okay.
And then my initial reaction was, it's good. You know, I was sort of leaning towards like a 3.5. But after, you know, thinking about the film and the themes that he implemented, and the way he told the story, because it is told in a non-linear timeline. Then I gave it a 4 in the end.
Yeah.
Once you read up about like these characters, because obviously the Odyssey is such a complex text, which has been told for thousands of years. There's only so much you can put into a 3-hour film, right? So there are things that you have to leave out. So reading up about certain characters and the story of the Odyssey itself, then I gave it a 4. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars, just because I was like, wow, this is so smart.
Yeah, he did pack a lot into it. We were saying after we watched it, there's a lot in the movie that when you go away from it, you're like, I don't even know how he packed all that in, because there's so many gods that he has to include as well. And yeah, there's a lot packed in, but it doesn't feel like too much. It feels like everything was where it needed to be. And I thought it was perfect. I love this film so much. I want to see it again.
The first act sort of had me worried.
Yeah.
Just because in very Christopher Nolan fashion, he likes to tell these stories in a non-linear timeline. And so, the first act, there's a lot of dialogue. It's setting a lot of things up.
Yep.
And it's jumping around in time a lot as well. And so that's a lot for, an audience member to digest and acclimatize to.
Yep.
Obviously it's important because that's the way the film's going to be told, but it's a little bit jarring to start, to get into. But then once the adventure begins, it just flowed really, really well.
Yeah, and obviously, as we mentioned before, Nolan loves to use practical sets, and these were large-scale sets that he was using.
Yeah.
But he did them so well. Obviously, not going to spoil for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it was such an impressive film, and you can just tell how much effort went into making all of it, that you really felt it was such an immersive experience, because everything felt lifelike and impressive and amazing, because we're dealing with Greek gods, so that translation on screen from the poem, I think Nolan did an amazing job, and even all the cast members did amazing in their roles as well, and it just felt so immersive, and I think it is perfect. It's a perfect movie for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Perfect film.
Yeah,
okay, nice.
It's really up there.
I don't think it's a perfect film just because the first act takes a while to sort of get into.
Fair.
But again, like, it's Christopher Nolan telling a non-linear story.
Yes.
So, I don't think there was any way to get around that. A-list cast, I don't think there was any surprising performances.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of just expect that, with an A-list cast like this, everyone is going to do an incredible job.
Yeah.
Matt Damon as Odysseus was absolutely incredible.
Yes.
He just really embraced the role.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway, obviously no surprises, one of my favourite actresses working.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Anne Hathaway is amazing.
She is.
She's such an... Have you seen Les Mis?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh my god. She's just one of, the best actors working at the moment. Mm-hmm. Like, she's just incredible, and she's done such a... We could go into a whole episode about this, but she's done such a wide range of films as well, so...
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's amazing. But no surprises here. She was incredible. Mm-hmm. She's got, one scene with Tom Holland, who plays Telemachus. Mm-hmm. And that scene between Telemachus and Penelope is incredible. Just the chemistry between the two actors. You could just really feel it on screen.
Yeah, everyone did such a good job.
And the thing is, like, our theatre was very busy.
Yeah,
packed.
Our theatre was packed. Like, half of it was sold out like a week in advance, which is great to see. I love that.
And opening weekend, all the IMAX tickets were sold.
They're still sold out until like mid-August, I think.
Yeah, the Sydney IMAX is sold out for 3 weeks or something.
It's crazy.
Which is, incredible. It's great for
yeah, and
movies.
I think we're both going to want to go see it in IMAX eventually, but I don't feel too bad about the fact that we haven't seen it in IMAX, because I think most people who aren't film nerds and just like want to see a good film, they're just going to go and see it in normal cinemas. And I'm glad that we have that experience as well as maybe IMAX soon.
Yeah, as well as the IMAX format would be incredible.
Yeah.
And would really, really suits this type of film.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it just in, a general cinema didn't take anything away for me.
Yeah, no, it still, I think, was just as impactful. I'm sure it's going to be amazing in IMAX, and it's going to be a whole nother level up of an experience. But yeah, seeing it in normal cinemas, I enjoyed it just as much. I didn't feel like I was missing out much on the IMAX experience, but that could also be because we haven't been yet. I'm not sure.
It's crazy to think like there was so much controversy about this film before it was released as well.
What was the controversy before?
So I don't want to get into it too much, but
Okay.
essentially whilst they're a very loud group, they're a very small group on social media that were, commenting on, the trailers, any Instagram posts related to the Odyssey about, this film being, woke, casting, characters of colour in roles that, originally weren't.
Right.
And yeah, it's just honestly like it's an irrelevant sort of debate to be having.
Something we really want to talk about is the impressive practical sets. I think one that's going to stand out to everyone is the Cyclops. The Cyclops is incredible. It's a 60-foot animatronic puppet inside a real cave that they used, and the actor and puppeteer Bill Irwin, who operated the robot in Interstellar, was operating the Cyclops in this movie. What did you think of the Cyclops?
I loved it.
Yeah.
That was because obviously you see the Cyclops in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the scenes I was most excited to see, because whilst you see him in the trailer, you don't see like, his whole. You just see like sort of a close-up shot of his like face. So to see the full size Cyclops up against Matt Damon in this cave was incredible.
Yes.
And it's such a great scene.
Yes, so impressive. It was a very action-packed scene. It was a very intense scene.
A little long.
Yeah, a little long.
But I don't know if you could have made it any shorter.
Yeah, no.
Either.
It was so good. So great. So impressive. And I think knowing that it was real just like added to the awe seeing it on screen. That would have been crazy to act with.
Yeah. No, it was really good. And I guess we'll get into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film, then thanks for listening to this week's episode.
Yes, come back when you've seen it, please.
Yeah. But yeah, now we're getting into spoilers. So you've been warned, but the movie's been out for like a weekend already. I think a lot of people have already seen it. So let's talk about Cersei.
Okay. We're starting
and the
with
pigs.
Cersei. Yeah.
Oh, that was the scene for me.
That scene, I had to look away a bit. I was a bit uncomfortable watching that. I didn't know that was going to be happening. That was crazy. The transformation part really got me. I was like, oh my god.
I knew that there was something up with the animals, because Odysseus, or it's not Odysseus, it's his crew, right?
Yeah, his crew.
His crew's walking up this hill, and there's like a lion, there's like an antelope or something, there's like a panther, and they're all just watching this crew, but they don't attack them or anything. And I'm like, that's so odd for such a wild animal. And I'm like, something's up. They're disguised as something.
They're also like individual, like they weren't like a pack of Black Panthers. It was like an individual Black Panther, and then so it was just like eerie from the get-go.
Yeah, and the actress that played Cersei was super creepy. She did a great job.
Yeah, Samantha Morton, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any other work of hers, but the use of practical effects to create the transformation from, human to pigs was unreal. It reminded me a lot of Beetlejuice and how they use practical effects to create like the sort of creature looking faces and transformations in that film. It was just so well done.
Yeah, that part was crazy, especially when she was explaining it a bit to Odysseus later, and she's like, well, I'm putting them in their true form because they would have attacked me if I didn't do this. Like, she's clearly, this is something, as we saw with the other animals, she does this when people come and visit her out of, I guess, fear that they're gonna, and I guess past experience of people not being kind to her. I feel like her story would be a crazy one to have on its own because she seems like a very interesting character. But yeah, that scene, I was stressed. I was like, I don't know where are we going from here, Yeah, but it added so much excitement seeing all the different gods that they faced and knowing that they had upset them after the war. Like, they see, that have unforgiving seas with Poseidon, and when Matt Damon pierces the eye of the Cyclops, which is the son of Poseidon, and then angers the sea because of that. I thought that was crazy. And then the fact that Zeus then strikes down the ship and splits it in half. I really loved the whole them being punished over and over because of all the things that they had done.
Yeah, it just made it so interesting, right?
Yeah, I really, really liked that. Even I read, or I might have seen on a reel, that the scene where they visit Hades and then all their fallen soldiers rise up out of the black sand, that scene, I'm pretty sure they said that it was a bunch of stuntmen, stuntwomen who were literally buried under the sand, and they had like a little straw or a little snorkel.
A snorkel, yeah.
Yeah, to like breathe in between, and they had to really time it so that they were safe while filming. That dedication is crazy.
The use of practical effects in this film, but just the use of location as well, is absolutely incredible. It's such a unique way of making, a film in general, but I feel like it just fit the Odyssey, the story of the Odyssey as well.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan goes on about, having to hike up this mountain to the set of Ithaca every day, and he tells this funny story where he was walking up the set and Tom Holland just like passed him and was like, I'll see you up there, and he had his like AirPods in and stuff. But it's just like things like that. It's like you just can't make films like this on a soundstage, right?
No.
It just the use of practical effects was amazing.
Even the scene where they are visiting the sirens, sailing past the sirens, and then the whirlpool, that was all in the Mediterranean Sea, and I'm pretty sure like they would have had stunt people doing a lot of it, but also the character who jumps into the ocean because he's lured by the sirens and he can't help himself but take out his the earwax to hear, and he jumps into the sea after it. He actually did that. Like, that actor performed that himself and just jumped into the Mediterranean Sea. Crazy.
Did you see that there's a shot in the film, they kept it in the film, where there's these dolphins that like jump out of the water and back in, and it's in one of the shots, but that actually happened. There were just dolphins that ironically like jumped out of the water whilst they were filming, and they were like, well, let's keep it in the shot. Like, it was incredible. Did this movie remind you of any other films at all?
Not in particular.
Because the story of the Odyssey has influenced a lot of films over the years. But I'm watching this movie, and it was initially the score that made me think, I recognise this sort of soundtrack before. And it was like the use of percussion, particularly in the third act, when there's that, very shaky cam battle between Odysseus and the suitors, and you've got the use of percussion, and the drums are getting quicker and quicker to sort of resemble the intensity of the scene.
Yeah.
And that sounds very much like the Dark Knight trilogy,
Oh my
right?
God.
With the, with the use, obviously, like, different composer, like Hans Zimmer,
Yes.
composed the Dark Knight trilogy, but it reminded me of the Dark Knight trilogy. And then I thought about it, and I thought, Batman Begins is the Odyssey.
What?
And because Odysseus is leaves Ithaca. He's challenged by all these gods and monsters, and then returns home to Ithaca to destroy, all these evil suitors that are trying to take over. Very much like Batman Begins, where Bruce Wayne leaves Gotham City, trains as a vigilante, and then returns to Gotham City in disguise, like Odysseus in disguise as a beggar. Bruce Wayne returns to Gotham City in disguise as Batman to destroy all this corruption that's been happening whilst he's gone.
Wow.
And so then I did some research into it.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Christopher Nolan was originally attached to direct Troy
Yes, I did
back
hear
in
this.
2003.
Yeah.
He later left the project. The studio gave it to, the director that ended up directing Troy. But as a result of giving the film to a different director, they offered him the Batman trilogy.
Well, I want to do something fun. Now that we've both seen quite a few of Nolan's films, not all, but majority of them. Yeah, you can go first.
Okay, so out of the films I've seen,
Yeah.
we're going 1 to
Yeah.
however. Okay, so out of the films I've seen, it's definitely, Dark Knight 1.
Ooh, okay.
The Dark Knight's in my top 4, and we're going to discuss that next week
Yes.
in the episode. Dark Knight 1, Batman Begins 2,
Wow, okay.
Memento 3, The Odyssey.
Wow.
Then I would probably go The Dark Knight Rises. And then Tenet. And then Oppenheimer.
Wow, Oppenheimer's that low.
Yeah,
It's just not for you.
I appreciated the film, but I just, it didn't really stick with me.
Yeah, and you haven't seen the others. That you
I
did
haven't
mention.
seen. I've seen. I think I've seen Inception.
You think?
Yeah.
Where would you
So-
put Inception?
Probably around Oppenheimer, Dark Knight
Really?
Rises. Yeah.
Damn, I'm surprised by that.
I'm not a big fan of the Dark Knight Rises. I like it, but yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
I haven't seen. I haven't seen Following. I haven't seen The Prestige. I really want to see The Prestige, and I haven't seen Dunkirk, which I'm going to
Or
get onto.
Interstellar.
Or Interstellar. How could I forget that?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think my order would have to be Interstellar first, and then
Sci-fi girl.
Sci-Fi Girl. I think The Odyssey second for me.
Wow.
I really
Yeah.
love it. Like I need to see it again.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. Then Inception, I think. Then I would put. This is so hard. Probably Memento. And then The Dark Knight. Then The Prestige. I love The Prestige. You'd like that one. That one's really good. Then maybe Oppenheimer in the middle there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's not as high as I thought it was going to be for
Yeah.
me. There's just too many good ones. Then Dark Knight Rises. Then Batman Begins. And then Insomnia. I haven't seen Following, and I have not seen Dunkirk or Tenet. I tried to watch Tenet and I didn't understand, so I stopped.
Yeah, I don't know why I put Tenet that high, but when I did watch it, I was underwhelmed.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot. I think I got like 15 minutes in and I couldn't understand anything, and the audio mixing was just crazy. Like, the action scenes were like up here and they start talking, I can't hear
that's
anything.
what I was really impressed with the Odyssey. Like, it was one of his most well mixed, just complete films.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
From the editing, like apart from the first act, like the pacing of the film overall was really well done. Yeah, this film's going to do very well. I think it's got a great chance of getting to $1 billion.
100%.
Even just like, you know, around town, like everyone's sort of discussing the Odyssey. It's not, are you going to see the Odyssey? It's when you're going to go see the Odyssey.
That's true.
There's a lot of hype around this film, so I think it's going to do very well.
Yeah, even people who aren't film people, don't know Christopher Nolan, don't know about the story of the Odyssey, or, you know, don't really care for movies that are that big, they'll go see it because it's going to be so talked about. It already is. So even just word of mouth alone.
Yeah, and this movie is made for the cinema. You have to see it in a theatre.
100%. It's such a good experience.
Yeah. So I gave it 4 out of 5.
I gave it 5 out of 5.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. I loved it.
Yeah, we love that, so that's great. Anyway, that'll do us for this week's episode.
Yes, make sure to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok for all the latest content and episodes.
And we'll see you next week to break down our top 4 favourite films.
Yes.
As well as any trade news.
Yep.
See you then.
Thank you for tuning in to the Nick and Mick on the Mic podcast.
Subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram and TikTok so you never miss out on the latest movie talk.
The podcast is written and produced by the hosts Nick Collins and Michaela Tabano.
Music used in the podcast is Intro by FAS Sound. The podcast may contain content that is not owned by the Nick and Mick on the Mic podcast. All rights go to their respective owners.
We'll be back next Monday, and be sure to go to the cinemas.